Yes, the details will be shared. Hello and good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to the AWS exam, the Cloud 101 workshop of the AWS Exam Slam event. My name is Indranil Bhattacharya, and I'll be presenting these things to you. And this session is being organized by AWS Cloud Club in IIT Madras, and basically will be the okay. So let me start the session now. Let me tell you the agenda for this session. So the agenda for this session is going to be like this. First, we will discuss what is cloud and why cloud and why AWS. That is the first thing, because many of you might not have a understanding about the cloud technology and also AWS. So we'll quickly touch upon all these things, and then we'll move to the certification part of this session. So we will show you how to prepare yourself for the AWS certifications. That will be the agenda. That's going to be the agenda for this session. Okay. The very first thing that we need to understand is what is cloud computing. So if you don't have any understanding about cloud computing, let me tell you with some example. So I think most of you have already taken the AppDev 1 and 2 courses, or project courses, or the MLP project. So there you are actually used to work on your local system, right? Or in the MLP course, what you do is you work on some hosted Jupyter notebook. But many of you can also do the same thing in your local system, right? By local, I mean your own computer. Now the yes, it's fine if you are a foundational student. That's fine. Now the thing is that the system you're working on is a local system. So as you move across these levels, you go to the degree, diploma, and degree level. You will see that the computation or the compute power, the RAM or storage you have are not really enough for the state of the art models or state of the art applications, right? So you need to somehow scale up or get some more resources. But it's not like you will every day buy a new laptop or new system, right? That is why this concept of cloud computing come, where you get this IT resources. By IT resources, we mean we can say the virtual machines, or let's say somewhere you can run your models, ML models. These are like the IT resources. You access these IT resources over the internet. And the very cool part or the best part of the cloud computing is that you don't buy the resources upfront, right? You don't buy a laptop to get to run an ML model. So what you do is you go to the cloud provider, you ask for some resources, and you pay for what you use. So it is like a pay as you grow pricing. So you don't own the system. Whenever you finish your job, you maybe your ML model training job, or your hosting of uh, your server, or your application is over. Like, you don't need that. You can just like spin down the virtual machine or whatever service you are using. So it is like as on a need basis, right? That's the very important or the best part of cloud computing. So why do we need cloud computing in the first place, where you already have? So some of you must have this very high specs laptop or desktop, or might have access to high performance computing. But when it comes to cloud computing, there are many advantages. The first one is you can quickly get the resources you want. That is the agility. So that's the agile way of developing the applications. You don't need to plan and procure the resources and anything. It's like a click. Like, you can just click on the console and get the resources. That is the agility. Then elasticity, as we discussed. let's say you are developing an for the MLP project. Don't do this in the MLP project. This is just for an example. Let's say you are developing in the MLP project, you want to develop a deep learning application. Instead of just working on the scikit-learn with the scikit-learn framework, you want to use PyTorch or TensorFlow, this type of frameworks. Then you will see that the GPU that you have in the on the Kaggle platform is not enough. So you need more GPU. What you will do in that case? So once you exhaust the 15 GB or 16 GB of allocated memory, then we will not be able to do anything for that particular month, right? So that is where the elasticity comes. Whenever you need the resources, you get the resources. That is like climbing up the ladder. And let's say you develop the application, the model, and now you don't need that anymore. You completed your project. So what you can do is you can spin back. You can spin down the resources that you procured, like you got from the cloud, and I mean you don't pay for that resources anymore. That is the elasticity part. So you quickly scale up and scale down based on based on your need. And I think those of you who have worked on your application development courses know that the application that you're developing, or the application that you have developed, stays on your local system or your local computer, right? So you cannot share it with your friends or your recruiter. So you need to somehow, if you share, if you share that link, it will be a local host, right? So you need to somehow deploy it somewhere and then share it. So that is where this global concept comes, where you can actually share your application with the users that you have. So it takes very few less time if you have a simple system. Okay. It's sometimes actually just with just a few clicks. Now, the AWS. I think many of you have already heard about AWS. So AWS is a cloud provider. It's a world-renowned cloud provider, and so basically, what they do is they provide various services for us.
Excuse me, sir.
Like like various AWS has many. I think I don't really remember how many services are there, but there are hundreds of resource services that are available on AWS, and based on whatever you need, you can actually create the applications, your application, and do whatever you want. Okay,
Excuse
so
me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
yes,
Sir, what do the cloud computing do apart from storing this data,
we
sir?
will take the questions at the end of the session.
Okay, sir. Fine.
So these are like the same thing, the agility cost saving. That is one more thing that you need to understand. So if you are going to buy this type of GPUs or the VMs on your own cost, like the on-premise services, then it will cost you. You will have to buy it upfront, right? But if you can manage the expenses properly, if you can plan it properly, cloud will provide you a lot of cost saving options as well. And elasticity and innovate faster, we already discussed, right? So these are the few key things that are already built into the AWS architecture. That's why if you use AWS in your pipeline or in your application, it will be much faster for you to. It will be advantageous for you as a developer. Now, if you are going to work on the AWS system or AWS cloud platform, need to understand a few things. The very first thing is the region concept, the concept of the region and availability zones. So you can see here it is a global map. So you can see some dots are here, right? So these are like the some of these are actually availability regions, right? Regions are the geographical locations, or you can say some geographical locations, maybe US, and then you have India, then you have many multiple other locations that you have. right? These are geographical locations. For all of these locations, these are some old slides. The numbers will not match actually. So for each of these locations, you have multiple AZ or the availability zones. So what are these AZ? You can see these are the regions. Then if you go to this, these are like AZ, right? For one geographical location, you have multiple AZ. So these are availability zones. Inside the AZ, if you now zoom in, you have multiple data centers. So these data centers are actually the places where AWS has actually hosted or have their physical computing resources. So it's like a hierarchy where the topmost hierarchy is the region. One step down, we have the AZ, and then on like one step down, we have the data centers. Okay, so many of you will ask why this complicated structure, because and now let me tell you that thing as well. Let's say you are someone who is working on your app dev on your application, and the user base that you have actually is in US. Okay, so if you host your application in India, maybe in the Indian data center, the US people will have to actually connect to the Indian data center first, then to your application, and basically it will increase the latency of the application, right? And there are also multiple data related protection rules as well that we have to follow, right? That is why we have this type of global system, multiple regions, then availability zones, and multiple data centers are required uh, to handle this type of accidental downtime or all these things. I think some of you face the issue of downtime in our IITM web application, IITM portal, or let's say some other applications, right? So if some data center is down due to some particular reason, maybe flood or something, your service will go down in instantly, right? So your users won't be able to connect to your application. That is why we instead of keeping it in one data center, we keep it in multiple data centers, some part of it, and sometimes we also keep it in multiple AZ, some systems. That is the concept of like redundancy, right? That is why we need multiple regions and inside that AZ and data centers. Okay. So how do you select the best available the AWS region or all these things? The first thing is you will understand where do you need your application, and the second is sometimes the cost as well, cost and like sometimes this carbon emission rules and as well these things also come into place. Okay, so these are some things that you will actually understand when you are going to develop something on AWS. This is a very quick thing. It's not going to be, we're not going to discuss each and everything about AWS, but these are like some basic things you need to understand to even get certified. Okay. Now, this is a very broad and quick snapshot of the whole AWS services, types of services. As we told you, there are multiple category of services available on AWS. Okay, so this technical and business support is might not be very useful for us. Marketplace is somewhere is a place where multiple service provider comes and provide the solutions in terms of database or networking or DevOps, all these things. So we don't and we don't need it in the first place when you are getting started. For us, a few things are very critical. That is analytics, sometimes DevOps, and machine learning as well, right? And if you are interested to work as a DevOps engineer, sometimes migration is also going to be very, very useful for you, and security as well, or obvious as security. So I don't know whether it is visible to you guys. So in terms of analytics, you have data warehousing, ETL, and data pipelines. So you have created a proof of concept in your application, and now you need to scale up, right? So you need somewhere to keep the data. That is the data warehousing tool. Now you collect the data maybe from some IoT devices. By IoT, I mean, let's say your car, connected car, or some other devices. So you need to collect those data in a this streaming data, right? That's where the concept of streaming data comes in. So you need to collect the streaming data. Then you need to apply some transformation as well. That is where ETL comes in, right? So export, transform, and load. Based on this, some few rules, you apply the ETL concept, and then you transform the data and store it in some database, maybe, or some warehouse tools, whatever it is. So for each of these analytics services, analytics life cycle, AWS has one or multiple services available with them, right? So data warehousing, ETL, all these things are going to be very, like, these are going to be your day-to-day things in your job. So you will be using AWS very frequently, maybe in your next job. uh, then let's go to the machine learning. So I'm biased towards the machine learning because I am also a data scientist. So let's talk about the machine learning. Machine learning, in terms of machine learning, you have, let's say, text to speech. You need to develop something where the text to speech application is required. Sometimes you also need to develop ML applications, right? ML models. You have the data set, tabular data, and now you need to develop your models. That is where AWS SageMaker comes in, right? So you can, just like you are doing in the Kaggle platform, you'll be doing the same thing on the SageMaker platform. So where there you have specialized hardware and various other things required uh, to help you in this journey. So they, let's say you have want to now extract text from the documents. That is where, that is called OCR, right? Optical character recognition. For OCR, we have ACR text, AWS text strat. Then let's say you want to these are like serverless and codeless services. So no need to write some very fancy code to uh, basically get started. You don't need to write any code for this. You just use the API provided by the AWS. You share the your data. You share the thing that you have that you want to use, and use the API to get the actual response. So let's say you want to create an image recognition system, or maybe some image classification system. What you do, you just use Amazon recognition and use a image classification pipeline, right? So these are very simple way to get started without even very sophisticated knowledge about machine learning. And if you are someone who is going to work on sophisticated machine learning applications, you can work with the AWS SageMaker and get started with this full-fledged ML application development. Similarly, you have, in terms of DevOps, you have all these things that are required to create the CI/CD pipeline, deploy it, and then monitor it. All these things are there. So you can understand how many different types of things you can do with using AWS. And most of the time, you don't need to be very expert in the domain to work on this. AWS has already pre-built some solutions which you can use and very quickly get started in your application. Okay, that's the cool part about using AWS. At least that I can say for machine learning. I have not used it for the other other services. But at least I can say it for sure that if you don't understand maybe image processing or image classification, deep learning, you can still use it in your application and basically build an deep learning application. So that is a very cool thing to do, right? So that's about. So this is like a quick snapshot for each of these services. You have multiple individual services like for warehousing S3. Then you have Glue, AWS Glue, all these things. So you have to actually understand your use case and the pricing sometimes as well. And based on that, you need to select the best architecture for your application. So that is why you need to actually study and pass the certificate. Sometimes you have to pass the certification. That's why all these things we are doing for you guys, right? So this will probably help you guys to understand how broad it is. And if you are someone who is interested in or in at least one or few of these domains, you should definitely check the if you should definitely take the courses and get certified. So now how the industry leaders are actually using AWS. These are like some stories to motivate you guys. Netflix has their microservice system, right? I think many of you already know it. So they host their this recommendation system and the microservices, many other things, the whole architecture on AWS. And Toyota uses it for their application for their innovation journey, right? Even Moderna uses it for drug development. So there are multiple very detailed blog posts on how Moderna uses it, and it might actually help you to understand how you can actually scale up and like faster your development journey. And it's not only about software development. You can do a whole lot of things with the cloud platform like AWS if you have the right goal or the right resources with you. So if you want to understand how people are using AWS, you can go to this website and you can actually read about all these things. So these are like just to motivate you guys to uh, pick up the AWS skills. Now we have covered the basics of AWS, at least the basic part of it, so that all of us are in the same page. Okay, so now we are going to go. Now we are going to discuss the second part of the session, that is certification. So before going to that, if you have any questions, quickly, you guys can raise your hand and ask. Yes, Omkar.
Can you like once again summarize all the functionalities within like a short, like one paragraph of in few lines, like how can you use this AWS?
Okay, so what you can do is you can use the recording and do the same thing using some LLM. That will give you probably more understanding about it. You'll have the recording with you, so you can just go through it once again.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions, guys? Yes, Nandan, you can go ahead.
So, what is the use of learning these things?
Okay, okay, that is like a very deep question, right? So maybe you are someone who is interested to work on as a data scientist, or someone maybe who is working interested to work as a software engineer. So whenever you go to the industry, you will see that the it's not like you are the one who is developing the application or you are the one who is using the application. So the scale will be very huge, and the resources that we can get in one single maybe laptop or desktop is not enough. That is why we need the cloud platform to quickly scale, to quickly get these resources available to us. and to also share this share our application or our ML models, all these things with the you right users. So that is why we need cloud platforms where we can actually build scalable application for our users. And in short, if you are someone who is like interested to take up some internship or job, you will definitely you will need these skills. You will have to pick up these skills before going to the industry.
Okay, so this is my Amazon's, but Microsoft also has their own AI cloud thing, right? So if I learn this platform, then is it easy? I mean, is it same or will be different for other?
No, no, no.
Uh,
See, all of the cloud providers provide some niche area, like they have their niche system, all these things. So AWS is one of the major cloud providers that are there in the in all over world. So AWS has their own systems and services. So as a developer, if you ask me which cloud provider to choose, you need to understand your use case and the sometimes the pricing as well, and select the best cloud provider for you. But yes, if you are someone who already have some knowledge, then picking up the AWS the skills won't be very hard for you.
sorry, I didn't get it. Why will it be hard?
It won't be very hard for you. It won't be very hard for you. It will be easy for you.
Okay, so if I learn AWS, then I can also shift to other like Microsoft, any other AI cloud thing, right?
Yes, that is possible, but you will have to actually see and see the extent of which you can actually shift to the new application, new cloud provider.
Okay, okay. So thank you. And I have another question. Can you solve that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so uh, I don't have any knowledge about the machine learning models, all these things. So still, can I do this course and learn how to use AI?
No, this is not about only about AI. So this is like the cloud computing in general. So if you are someone who is interested only for AI, this might not be very useful for you. This is a very general topic. I just gave you some examples so that to encourage you guys.
Okay,
But
then.
AI is a very small part of cloud computing. Okay. Yes, Ritik, you can go ahead.
Then, how to host our Vue.js apps, which we built on yeah in the MAD 1 and 2 on AWS. Do we
I
go for the Linux like the EC2 instances and then directly host it the entire thing, or
even
we
I even I don't have a much understanding of the this type of application hosting, but you can definitely host it on EC2, or if it's a completely front end based application, you can also host it on Amplify. Yes, Lakshay, you can go ahead.
okay.
Okay, I will tell you how you can host a front end application with AWS, and and folks who want to know how to. First of all, am I audible to you in the name?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and I will also give you the alternatives in other cloud platforms. So with AWS, there's
Hmm.
a service which is called S3 bucket.
Hmm.
I forgetting the full form. In the maybe he will tell you. So
Hmm.
basically, a Vue or React website. These are static websites. So what you have to do is uh, you have to convert that into a static bundle from using npm run build, and
Hmm.
then the and those build files which are created, you have to zip it and you have to upload it to the S3 bucket, and there it has an option of configuring a CDN or a cloud domain network.
Hmm.
Once that is configured, then you an IP address is generated, and whatever app that you have built, you'll be able to deploy it to cloud. Now there are multiple
Okay.
stages which are there, and multiple scripts have to
Okay,
be written.
Laksha. Okay, Laksha, let's not go into that much of detail. Maybe we will host some
Yeah, I will
workshops in
host the
future.
session later
Yeah,
on
yeah. Sure,
after
sure.
exam.
I'll
We'll host the
invite
session
you.
on that deployment.
Yeah, yeah.
Much
I'll invite you.
much appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it. Yes, that's why I stopped you, Laksha, because some people will find it very difficult to understand. But yeah, I appreciate your help. Any more questions, guys, before we go to the certification part? I wanted to keep it interactive so that you guys can at least ask your questions. Yes, Harshita, you can ask your question.
Yeah. What will be the basic requirements to join this
For what?
for this cloud computing?
See, the first thing is that you need to have some use case in your mind. Otherwise, you won't be able to use it properly. Let's say you have developed an application. Now, maybe once you develop your app dev one or two projects, you can read about it, and like how you will have this use case, right, to host it. That, like Ritik asked, now you can go to the AWS and pick up the actual services that are there, and then you can host it. So how to get started? The first thing is that you need to have the foundational knowledge. So as we already discussed, there are a few things you need to understand first. That is where we will share the foundational course with you. You will go through the course, you'll have the knowledge. Now, when you have the use case, based on the use case, you will select the service. Like maybe as Laksha told, S3, simple storage services, right? So you will then understand in detail how do you configure some S3 bucket, and then you will slowly get started. Okay, so it's like a use case basis thing.
Uh, you have shared foundation classes. I didn't get
No,
them.
no, we have not shared anything. At the end of this or after this session, we'll be sharing all these resources with you. Okay,
Oh,
so there will be one challenge as well. So whoever completes the challenge, if limited number of people who completes the challenge by the deadline will get the exam vouchers.
okay, okay.
Okay. Any more questions, guys, before we go to the
What is
certification
the worth
part?
of voucher?
It's I think $150 probably.
Okay.
I'm
So
not
that we
I'm
can
not committing to
finish the
anything
exam.
because
Yeah.
sorry.
So that we can complete the examination, correct?
Yes, it will be 100% exam voucher. Whoever gets the voucher, it will be 100% exam voucher. It's not going to be 50% or 90%.
And which
Probably will
certification is it associate or any specific?
uh, most likely foundational or associate.
Okay.
Okay, so
What is the
once yeah,
what is the worth of the certificate? Like,
yeah, one
is
fifty
it
dollars most
no?
likely.
Like, if we get the certificate, then can we get a job or internship with that certificate
This
alone?
is like a very broad question. You will be a job ready, but will you get a job? It's not like a ticket to job, but it will definitely make you ready for the job. And let me tell you one more thing: the placement cell, IITM placement cell, has made it mandatory to get some placement activity points to get jobs, to be eligible for the jobs. So there you have the certification requirements as well. So if you complete the certifications, you will also probably get the exam vouchers. Sorry, the activity. Sorry. The activity points. Is it
Okay,
clear,
thank you.
guys?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, one more question. Yes, Abdul.
So, sir, what is the syllabus for the examination, sir?
That will depend on the exam, the certification exam you choose. So we'll come to that. Okay, the certification will come to that.
Okay, sir.
Any more questions, guys? On basics of AWS, how to get started. Uh,
Like, what's the validity of the certificate? Like for a year, or we can use it forever, the certificate?
I think for the foundational certificates, it's you have to go and check for individual certification. I'm not sure about the validity of each certificates. Oh, sorry, foundation has no expiry date, I guess. So you'll have to check, and for each and every certification, they have some expiry date. After that, you will have to recertify. Okay, so that those details will be there in the exam page. We'll go to that. We'll go through that. Any more questions, guys?
One question. There's this
Yeah.
cohort. Is it of this AWS thing?
No, it's not a cohort type of thing. It's like an event-based system. It's the workshop that you are attending. Then we'll have the challenge event. It's going to be for the 2024 year.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll move to the next part. Uh, if Omkar, do you want? Okay. Okay, let's go to the next part, that is certification. Okay, one more hand. Okay, Akula, you can go ahead. Just one more question.
When will this challenge happen? Like,
Yeah, the details will be shared after this session. So whoever has registered, you will get detailed description. Please wait for that.
sure, sure.
Okay, thank
Sorry, a
you.
quick question. Like, I have registered with my personal email ID. Is it okay?
Uh, Sorry.
I registered with my personal email ID. Is it okay? Like, not student email ID, because after completion of the degree, my email will be revoked. So,
That is fine. That is fine. But
okay.
you registered for the event with your personal ID. We'll
Yeah.
have to check. We'll have to check.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, now I forgot to turn on my camera. That sorry about that. Now let's go to the resources. Let's talk about AWS Cloud Club and the Student Hub that we have, right? So Student Hub is the platform for people like us who don't have much idea about cloud computing, maybe, or want to get started. So there you have these things like the workshop that we're talking about, the AWS Cloud Club that we are part of. And we also have this type of events, and sometimes they also post various other interesting things. So if you go to this particular website, you will get to this website and you will land to this particular web page. And this is like the AWS community page. Now, what is AWS Cloud Club? So, those of you who don't know about it, AWS Cloud Club is the student-driven community for learning AWS, and it's a global community. So many colleges have already already part. Many colleges of India and all over the world are part of the AWS Cloud Club, and the head of the Cloud Club, for us, it is me, is known as the captain of the Cloud Club. Okay, so this is like a small community. It's not small anymore. It's big now. It's like a big community, and parcel like the exam how you get exam vouchers. Sometimes you get this workshop where you can actually, instead of using your own credit card, what we do is we usually give you some temporary AWS accounts where you can actually follow some well structured workshops. So those will be coming very soon. So please stay tuned for that. So one more thing, those of you who want to like understand or dig deeper into this, so we have digital training as well. So if you go to aws.training, we have, I think 500. I think it's more than 500 now. More than 500 plus training options available, and most of them are free actually. So you just have to select the best course that is suitable to you. Okay, now let's come to the certification part, right? So the certification, I think all of us are actually interested for it. So in terms of certification, we have some levels. The first one is the foundational level, that is the most basic one. Here we have one more now, that is AI practitioner and cloud practitioner. And then we have associate, professional, and specialty, right? As you move to this hierarchy, it will become, the exams will be more difficult, and you will also need some professional experience to even pass the certification, right? So the foundational cloud practitioner and AI practitioner, and so I think this there is one more in the associate. It is ML engineer. All this might be useful for you guys. So now the general or obvious question is, how I don't know about anything about AWS, or how should I prepare myself? That might be the I think you all are having this question, right? So let's go to the certification page. I will show you step by step. We'll take a step by step approach and try to understand how to get started in terms of AWS certification. Okay. So this is the official website. I'll share the link first in the chat. Okay, so this is the website. So here you have all the certifications that are available for you to take, right? So this is like foundational certificate. No experience is required. As for associate, I think 3 to 6 months of experience are required. Some development experience you also need, right? And if you go to professional and specialty, it's I think most of us won't be able to pass it with the knowledge that we have, right, or experience that we have. But yeah, it's fine if you're interested to take the exam. So let's take one exam. So what you need to do is, once you are once you uh, made up your mind that you want to take a AWS certification exam, you need to first select which one is the most suitable for you. Maybe it is the AI practitioner. I am also going to take the AI practitioner exam, I think, on 12th. So let's take the AI practitioner exam, right? So what you do is you click on the actual exam, the exam that you want to take. All the details about the exam and the preparation strategies are actually here in the website. So this is like the normal information. It's like 90 minutes duration, 65 questions will be there, 100 US dollar question, sorry, the cost. And you can take the exam from your home or online, or you can take the exam from the testing center. There are some new testing centers as well, right? So that is the thing that we need from here. All the other things are might not be very useful, right? So now you want to prepare yourself, right? All the things are here in this website. That is what I wanted to show you. The first thing, what you will, whenever you are interested to take one exam, you will click on this particular link, review the exam guide. Hope my screen is visible. My exam guide is visible. So all the details you will need to pass the exam, or all the details about the exams, are here in the exam guide. It's not like the questions will be there, but you will need this. Okay, so the introduction, target description. I don't think many of you will actually read it, but you guys at least have to read this document once. Then you have the exam content. That is actually very essential for you to understand. You have multiple type questions, multiple response, matching, even case studies. Okay, so you have to actually prepare yourself to handle this type of questions. If you go to more advanced or more specialized exams like solutions architect specialty, it will be there will be more case study based question than these simple multiple choice questions, right? That is understandable. So you need to understand the exam content first. And exam results, I think you all of you know, you need to, for at least for this, you need to get at least 700 on 100 to 1000 scale, right? To pass the exam. And all the things, as I told you, all the things are here. So the broad topics and their weightage are also there in the document. I think most of you ask this type of questions in the discourse. before end-term exam, right? What will be the exam weightage for maybe maths 1, maths 2, all these things, right? So all these things AWS has already done. So you have the exam weightage as well and their particular domain. So you can also like understand how difficult it will be for you. And for each of these domains, you have detailed objectives. It will be like if you are someone who are not very sure about the certification, you have to go through this and understand and align yourself before taking the exam. So this is a very, that is why it is very important document. So these are like all the domains are actually explained here. In terms of ML development, I can see EDA, application of SageMaker, all these things are actually necessary, right? All these things are there. You scroll down, all the domains are explained and their weightage are also there. I can see RLHF, is it? Okay, I had to study about it. Okay. Okay, then they call this important part of the in-scope AWS services. So these are previously we discussed or the domains of that will be there in the examination. I had already discussed, right? Now the in-scope AWS services, the AWS services that you must know to take the exams are also listed. It's like it's like a very good thing that AWS has done it. So you don't need to understand each and every AWS services. Only you need to know and understand these all services in great detail so that you pass the exam and you also be able to use it in your day-to-day life, not life in your application. Okay, so analytics, you need all these things. Basically, you can, if you are taking this particular exam, and if I ask you what is AWS Glue, you should be able to tell me all these things. Okay, maybe data exchange, Redshift, all these things. If you go down, all the things that are essential for this are mentioned in terms of machine learning database. All these things are here,
Still,
and the yeah, sorry.
still a lot for.
Yeah, it's lot for foundational. If you go to specialty, the list will, I think, won't end very soon, right? So this is only for foundational. That is why if you are taking these type of certification, it's not going to be very light exam. Even though they mention it as foundational, it's going to be very involved. Okay, and this is just for foundational. If you go to associate, it will be more difficult. In specialty, I don't think I'll be able to pass the exam. And the most important or the most satisfying part is they also mentioned out of scope AWS services. So no need to read about all these services that are available. I can see many important services that are not essential for cloud AI practitioner. So these all actually you will need to understand before taking the exam. Now let's go to the other like learning resources that are available. So I can see that there are many things that are not there in the exam. Okay, so no need to spend sleepless nights on these services. Now let's go to the other resources that are available. Now they have given this 4-step plan, right? All the things are almost free. So I'm just showing you the free resources. If you have your credit card, if you want to spend some more money, you can take the paid courses as well. That's completely fine. Um, that is, the first thing is you have the standard exam preparation plan. It's like a complete course of 18 hours. And this is the official standard exam preparation guide. All the things that you need to know will be covered in this course. Okay. So this is like a bundle of courses that you can take. And for each of these, you have one free and paid. Paid one will be more advanced, like more involved. So I think you can also take this subscription, and it will give you, I don't know how many days of free trial. So before that, if you cancel it, it's fine. It's completely fine. And I think there are individual courses as well. Let's say we discussed, right, for each individual um, individual domains, like responsible AI, then generative AI. All these domains are already mentioned, right? So let's say you are not very sure about any particular domain. What you can do is you just go to this, and all the domains are already here. The courses for these domains are here. I think responsible AI was there. Okay, where is it? Okay, responsible AI is here. You can see generative AI is here. How to get started, and it's not like a very basic generative AI course. It is like how you use AWS to make Gen AI applications. So if you are someone who is not very familiar with maybe responsible AI practices, it might be very new to the diploma level or foundation level people. So you might go to this particular course, and I'll show you the site. It is loading. So you can see that all the things are, sorry, all the things are mentioned here. You can take all this the syllabus and all these things are here. You can just take the course, and it will also give you one certificate of completion. You can show it off wherever you want. Now these all are like courses, right? You take the courses, that's fine. And how do you assess yourself? To assess yourself, you also have this exam. Sorry, where is it? Yes, this practice question set. So in the practice question set, you can actually take exam level questions for free. You can actually simulate the exam environment and basically attempt some, I think, what, uh, 10 or 15 exam grade questions for free. If you want, you can also pay for it and get the extended version of it. So it will also give you access to the secure environment, and where you can take the exam, and you will also get detailed feedback. So if you are actually interested, and if you think that you are already ready, or maybe you don't know whether you're ready or not, you can just go and take that for unlimited number of times. It is completely free. You just go and take the exam. You just assess yourself. At the end of the your preparation, you also go to that page again. You take the exam again. You will see the improvement. So these all are the actual courses provided by AWS, and these are official courses. That's why these are, mm, you need to actually go through these courses to prepare yourself. Now it's not like we are sharing only the only the AWS resources with you. We'll also share some more resources so that you can pass the exam. Now we want you guys to actually pass the exam. That is one more criteria for us. You have to pass the exam. Whoever gets the voucher, you pass the exam, and then you share your certificate with us. So we need to validate that as well. By 31st January, you need to take the exam and pass it. So we want you guys to pass the exam. That is why we are sharing all the resources that we can to so that you can pass the exam. So these are like list of resources that are available. If you are someone who have complete zero understanding of AWS, or want to actually get some hands-on in on AWS without using their credit card or their parents' credit card, you can actually go to the Cloud Quest, the last link. The Cloud Quest is a very nice platform where you get some business level, so you can say, problem statement, and you also get access to AWS platform. temporary one, obviously. So your task will be to solve that business problem on that particular game-based environment. So it's going to be very useful for you if you want some more hands-on experience. I think most of you, I think all of you will enjoy it, the experience. I enjoyed it. You will also enjoy it. And it's also going to be very, very critical. So first, if you want to get started, I'll definitely recommend you to go and check this particular link, AWS Cloud Quest. Only the foundational level Cloud Quest is free. All the other ones are paid. Okay. Then tutorials dojo. So if you are someone who wants to take the exam, tutorials dojo has their free AWS foundational level courses for free. You can take that. I think the exam questions are also free for the foundational level exam. So you can go and check that. The skill builder that you already shared, the skill builder courses, you can just go to that particular exam link and basically get those courses. AWS Boy has the free exam questions. Exam Pro has exam questions courses for all of the exams. But I think for the foundational, they have some free courses. And I think the first one is the official certification guide. So these all are the resources that will definitely help you, and all of these are for free. So you don't need to spend a huge amount of money to basically prepare for the certifications. Now, let me tell you one more thing. All of you want to basically get the certification voucher and take the exam, all these things. I can understand, even I'm interested to take some, even if someone says that they are giving vouchers, I'll also sign up for that. That is completely fine. But only a few of the students will get the voucher because it's limited. So don't get demotivated for it. Even if you don't get the voucher, the learning that we'll get, and if you complete the Cloud Quest and the at least the official exam guide, if you complete it, you will have a very you'll have a very thorough idea about understanding of AWS cloud that we have seen many don't have in their maybe diploma level or in their even sometimes degree level. So if you are someone who is in the foundational level or diploma level and want to get started, want to get an internship or the job, you should have some AWS knowledge or some cloud knowledge. So it is very, very, I would strongly encourage you to at least complete the CPE or the courses that we share and the Cloud Quest so that you at least get some idea about what AWS is and you can even start building something very cool. So that's the end of it. This, all the guide, all the resources, all the links will be shared in a document, in a nice little document so that you can guys click on, go there. These slides won't be shared. So that's the end of this session. That's all we had. So now we'll take the questions and then we'll close. Yes, questions.
Should the builder ID be like a personal ID, or should it be like the ID?
Anything, it's fine.
Okay.
So if you want to take the courses and get the completion certificate, it's like advisable to go and use your personal ID because
Because
IIT might will be disabled.
yeah, so
Yes.
that is why, because the builder ID what I have is I have the normal login ID is my personal ID, but the company ID I've said that I'm a student as far as this certification is concerned,
That is fine. That
and
is
I've
fine.
given my IIT Madras ID.
That is fine. No problem. Even in the challenge, even when you ask for any particular proof, we'll not say that you need to create this ID with your ITM ID because we understand it. Any questions, guys? Now is the time to ask this certification related questions. When are you guys going to give the vouchers, all these things?
How long is the voucher valid? So can we keep it for a certain time and then use it like after we have?
Yes, you will have to take the exam by 31st January next year.
Okay, so we'll have 2 months to prepare and we have to use it.
Not 2 months, I think it's 1 month.
Yeah, December and Jan basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
When do we get the exam
And
voucher? Yes. Yeah.
we can only do related or data science related subjects, right? Like I can see AI practitioner and machine learning engineer and data engineer. These three are related, so we have to take either one of these three. If we...
No, not really. Let's say you get the foundational voucher, you can either take you can take any voucher, any exam you want in the same level. So let's say you want to go for CSOPs associate, that you can also definitely do if you get an associate level voucher.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these vouchers, like, will we get? I mean, is there a ranking for this? Like, or
yes, definitely there will be some process in place because you cannot share, you cannot give vouchers to everyone. I think some around 300 people register for it. Even people are registering it now as well. So we'll have some system in place. You need to complete some challenges. Based on that, we will give some. It's going to be first come first serve basis. So whoever completes first will get the certificate.
Okay.
And if you have, so let me tell you one thing. If you already have some foundational or associate or professional certificate, you will definitely get a voucher. Okay, any questions? Any more questions, guys? I will take the chat questions later. I'll definitely take it because I want you guys to unmute yourself and talk. Yeah.
When would you be sharing more details about the challenge?
Yes, most likely it will be shared by this weekend. Not by weekend, you'll get it before the weekend, I guess.
So what we will fill in captain name? Actually, I filled my name.
Yes, my name will be Indranil Bhattacharya. I think it asked for the. Okay, I'll share the screen. So the name of your university is going to be IIT Madras. You put the complete name, not the IIT Madras. You put the Indian Institute of Technology Madras, and the first name is going to be Indranil. You can rate and all these things. You can comment it out. Okay.
So is this all we have to do to register for the
No, it's
challenge,
not
or is
all. It's just a part of it.
For the challenge, do we have to
sorry.
register someplace else, or?
It's just a part of it.
Can you resend the link about for that?
Oh, the link to the Pulse form, right? I think it's already pinned. So
okay, so we need to fill that link. Is there anything else, like any other platform we need to register with?
No. Once we share the challenge event, there will be some sign up required. So that will share, and you can go through the document step by step and register for it. For now, it's enough if you just submit this form.
So this Pulse link is mandatory to be submitted.
Yes, it is mandatory.
Where is it? In the G space, is it?
No, I have shared in the chat. Yeah.
Could you please repeat the name of captain?
Indranil Bhattacharya, I have pasted in the chat as well. I'll pin it as well. You can just go to the chat and just write my first name.
What name we have to write, sir?
Indranil. INTRANIL.
So can you share all these links and the walkthrough after this session?
There's no...
Yes, the details will be shared at the end of the session, and this link, like the preparation link, all this will be there in the document. Any more questions, guys?
Sir, what syllabus will this challenging questions will be covering, sir?
It's not going to be a question answer based or quiz based thing. You will have to complete some task, and based on that, whoever completes it first, and based on how many vouchers you get from AWS, we will share the vouchers. So you will have to be quick to get the voucher. Yeah.
Quick as in to complete the challenge, or quick as to
Yes.
do something
Yes.
else?
To complete the challenges.
Okay.
Because
Just
we'll be
one thing.
running out of vouchers. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just one thing. About the whole thing about hosting, please plan a session, and if you find a video or something even on YouTube which you think is really good to follow for hosting application on AWS,
Mm-hmm.
any means
Sure.
necessary,
Sure.
Amplify, S3 or Glide Sail, whatever way. Uh, if it's possible, if you have a hands-on kind of thing, please share or at least conduct a session. Because
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Sure.
we have developed all these applications on in Mad 1,
Mm-hmm.
Mad 2. We have spent 2-3 months building those. Okay, authentication may not be very solid, but if there's some way we can actually
Yeah.
get that Vue.js applications hosted and used for some practical purpose, that will actually
Mm-hmm.
level up all of our skills as a
Yeah. Definitely.
the entire cohort of students will be on another level in terms of
Yes.
actually hosting a proper production kind of website.
Yes. That's a very good suggestion. Even we wanted to do some workshop, but due to
Maybe,
the
maybe,
busy.
maybe even invite the course team, Mad 1, Mad 2.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. We'll do that. We already have. It's just a good news for you guys. We just have started an AWS Academy for IITM people. So very soon the registration will also start. So we'll be collaborating with all the teams that we have, and we'll be hosting this type of workshops in the next year. Actually, that's a good point. We wanted to host this workshop, ML API and the Amplify one, but due to the very busy schedule of our September term, we could not host it. But we'll definitely do it in the future, in the next term, probably. It will be a very it will be very short, or let's say we'll be taking a very small cohort because we cannot support this type of big crowd. So there will be some selection criteria, obviously, and whoever gets that will be able to get the workshop. And there will be multiple workshops, so all of you can register for it.
Sir,
Okay.
we will get the link for a challenge.
Challenge link will be shared. You'll get the email regarding the challenge, and everything will be very nicely mentioned.
What is the nature of questions in the challenge? What is the type of?
Challenge is not going to be question based, it will be a task based challenge.
Okay, I mean, what is the type of challenges that we're going to do?
It will be shared, so you'll have to complete some well defined task. It's not like if you are new, you won't be able to complete it. If you are someone who don't have idea about it, you first have to complete the course, and then you have to complete the hands on. So you'll have plenty of resources available with you. You just need to complete uh,
For those
the
challenges, would we be provided with like hands-on labs or like
yes, 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 yes,
temporary
yes,
AWS accounts like that?
yes, yes, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the questions from chat quickly because
So one more thing.
okay,
Basically starts
yeah,
the chat. We had Enter on 22 December.
yeah. It's not like it's going to take a huge amount of time. You can work parallelly. There will be some time given to you after in term as well. So we need to work with AWS and get this particular deadline fixed. Can I directly apply for associate ML? Yes, you can, but you need to be very, very sure about it. That is why if you want to take the associate level exam, and if you get that, if you get the voucher, you have to come. That is why you have to complete the learning path and the hands-on. Then you will become eligible for. At least you will be able to pass the exam. Screen being shared. Yes. Okay. as I joined the meeting. Yes, you will get the recording, so you can just go through it and prepare yourself. Can anyone share? Okay, so yeah, this was shared. When we get the exam voucher, you will get an email regarding the challenge, and all the things will be mentioned there. Can someone with almost zero knowledge of AWS prepare and pass it for 15? If you are going for, yes, it is actually possible. If you are very serious about it, and if you are very like if you uh, spend your time properly, you will be able to pass the exam if that is possible. Where is the challenge will be shared? WhatsApp group. We have not created any WhatsApp group for some privacy concern. I don't want to collect you guys' phone number, so I did not get any WhatsApp group. I'm currently doing ML internship and have prior knowledge of AWS. Yeah. Should go for the foundational certification or associate. Yes, if you are working in the ML domain, it would be better if you start with AI practitioner first and then go for the associate level. If you have already, so if you're working on in ML, you already have a good amount of experience, so you can go for associate level. That is also fine. But it actually, you have to go through the exam review guide and you should satisfy yourself that you are ready for the exam. That's why we shared all these things. If you could inform me then. Okay, it's a very big message. I'm registering for the IP person. Okay, Subrat, you can maybe unmute yourself and ask your query. I have a very short attention span, not able to understand what you're saying here, but
Actually, sir, I registered for this exam using the professional IIT mail ID, but the AWS skill builder that I have signed up with my personal one, so I was just confused.
That is fine. That is fine, no problem. Your email ID won't come in the certificate.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Which level of voucher will get? Most likely foundational or associate. That will depend. Any more questions, guys, before we close? Okay, 10 questions. Okay, so sir, from where we have to learn the challenges? The challenges, all the courses and the task will be free. So you need not pay any money to register for it or take the courses. And even if you don't, that is the best part of it. Even if you don't get the voucher, you will learn something new. It's a challenge schedule weekend. We for the challenge, no need to prepare yourself. Challenge is itself there to prepare yourself for the exam. So no need to prepare for the challenge itself.
When will
So
the challenge link be shared?
challenge link maybe by Saturday you'll get the link. So do you have to app? No. We don't. I think IITM has already is already giving you 3 or 4 months to make your app dev 1 or 2 projects. Some of I'm not calling names, but some of you guys are not able to make the application within even 3 months. So I don't want you guys. I don't want to make that mandatory. I can see that many people are actually struggling in project courses. So I don't.
Just do the workshop. That workshop is really good.
Yeah.
The additional workshop that the Mat 1, Mat 2 people offer, right?
Yeah, if I make this app development mandatory, I think only I'll get the voucher, or no one will be able to complete the application by the end term deadline. So that is why. Yes, the workshop thing we will definitely do it. It is also going to be helpful for you guys who are working on or interested for machine learning domain. You guys can trust me. If you are going for any internship or job interview, you will need this cloud skills in your resume.
I want
Otherwise,
to make an internal app for my own use. Okay, so it is actually going to be very useful.
yeah, definitely. Yes, I can also understand like building these small applications for yourself for your own study purpose or all these things will actually motivate you to build something new. So we will definitely on someday we'll have some this type of workshop where we'll have some open-ended challenges. We'll ask you guys to build something for your peers, some RAG-based system or something like that, and some people will definitely take up that challenge. Yeah.
So
Any more questions, guys?
is the challenge going to be like something related to machine learning and data science, or something related to development?
No. It's not going to be related to any particular domain. It will be open to everyone, so that even ML people can also take up. Because I'm someone who is not very interested in application development.
Yeah.
I mean, building front end, back end, but cloud is essential for everyone. So everyone will be able to learn something. That's the goal. Yeah. Maybe we call together workshop, make a simple app to do. Yeah, that I think we have one workshop on AWS where we have an view application, and it's a coincidence that we also have built our application on view. So what we do is on that workshop, we integrate some AWS services for ML. So in that particular application, we integrate ML APIs. So I think that will be interesting for many of you who have already completed MAD 1, MAD 2 courses, or someone who have completed MLP. And I think there are some infrastructure workshops as well, and Amplify workshop as well. So where you host some static websites. And I think some of you missed it. We are also hosting this monthly AWS deep tracer challenges. So if you are someone who is interested in reinforcement learning, or want to know about reinforcement learning, or will be taking RL in the degree level, you should definitely register for that event, because you'll have hands-on in the RL domain. I don't think you get this hands-on experience in RL in anywhere else. Yes, we hosted it monthly, then we suddenly stopped due to the exams. We'll definitely start it in next year. Questions? Anything you guys want to discuss? I don't want to make it very formal. If you guys want to discuss anything, we can have a small discussion as well.
Indranil, can you share this document with all these exam prep resources?
We cannot share this particular slide, but all the resources will be shared in a
Okay.
simple, easy to understand document. Yeah.
Okay.
So how many vouchers are going to be distributed? How many vouchers are going to be
That we
distributed?
cannot, that I cannot say in this session. I think you guys need to understand that AWS is supporting us with some exam vouchers. Based on certain criteria, AWS will be distributing these vouchers. So these all are not in our hands as well. So whatever we get, we'll distribute it to you guys. Any questions, guys? So it's going to be your year-end goal. Just make this goal that you'll get AWS certified by end of this year, and you'll be able to complete this challenge. Question. So can you share the journey with AWS and how did you become? Okay. Yes. Definitely, I'll share it. And let me tell you one small story. When I started as an intern in the Renault Nissan, that where I'm working on, where I'm working as a data scientist, I started as an intern, just like you. Got the internship from IIT. So at that time, I did not have any experience in cloud. And once I started, I had to work on AWS. So it was like from I think from day 3, I had to work on AWS. And if you are really interested, and if you really want to work in this domain, you will pick up the skills very fast. And yes, the running curve is very steep for some certifications, but you will pick up the skills very fast. And once you pick up the skills, it will be very easy for you, and you will be able to do much more than others. That's for sure. And if you go to LinkedIn or any other places, I'll stop the recording. Uh, uh, okay, it did not stop the recording. Fine. I think we have already crossed, so I can stop.